Welcome to reality, Dub Nation. No, I'm being dramatic. I'm being dramatic. Listen, we know it's an 82 game grind, right? And I do think that the Clippers, you know how in the NFL early in the season, when you lose to a team and you're like, dude, you're using it as a measuring stick. And so now you're worried because you're like, we're supposed to whoop them, right? And then in hindsight, you look back and you're like, well, that wasn't such a bad loss when you look back at how the season played out. And I think that that's kind of going to be how the Clippers are. I suspect they're going to be a top 5 defense in the league. They've just got a ton of athletes. Derrick Jones Jr., Terrence Mann, Chris Dunn. You've got a true 7-footer manning the paint. Norman Powell's no slouch, right? And it's kind of designed like a revised version of the Houston James Harden teams. A bunch of defensive athletes around Harden, a second scorer in Powell, and a big man. I wouldn't call him a vertical spacer. I guess he is. He catches a lot of lobs, right? But a big man that you have to pay attention to on the roll, right? Now, you might say, Al, what are you doing, man? This video is early. You're right. It is. What it is? It's 8:15 here Sunday night, but I had to hop on here because I got to talk about the Under Armour shoes. I've been on this shit for a couple years now. I'm tired of it. I understand Curry has stake in the brand and they've invested all their money into that flow foam technology. It's trash. And I've been saying it for years. There's nothing we can do. It is so unfortunate that a legendary player like Steph Curry, an iconic player, a top 5 maybe player of all time. Now I'm getting carried away, right? But hey, F it, right? That towards the end of his career, where it's so important because of agreements and sponsorships and deals and investments, he has to wear the least optimal shoes that he could for stability and ankle stability, which we know is at the utmost importance for Steph Curry. I'm tired of it. I'll link the video in the description from the last time he rolled his ankle over, and I went into it. I busted out my old Curry 1s and all that, Curry 2s. So I'm not going to go into the flow technology and how soft. Listen, I wouldn't wear Curry's. Here, let me rewind it. As you can see, I'm worked up here. Hey, but you're getting Candid Alchemy right now. That's what it is. When would I wear the Curry's? Because I could say I wouldn't wear them in pretty much every example, right? But maybe if I had a job at Walmart as a greeter, you know what I mean? And I just kind of had to be on my feet, be light on my feet, feel comfortable, you know what I mean? But then do the greeter. Now, the greeters don't usually chase people, right? You don't want to run. You don't want to do anything laterally in that flow foam, right? So I just don't know. And patrons, you know this. In the preseason, I pointed out several times in the breakdowns, like, hey, I know this is annoying to you guys, but I'm watching Steph catch the edge of his shoe and slip like 2 or 3 times a game. They can't get the shit right because they've invested so much. They've gone all in on whatever that shit is they're putting on the bottom of them shoes, right? So they just got to ride it out. And Curry's like, well, I'm part owner and we got to do what we got to do. Curry needs to get in some of them Kobe's. He needs to get in some flat bottom. Curry needs to come out in the next game in some LeBrons, right? As blasphemous as that sounds, like it is what it is. All right, my rant is over. I just wanted to tap in with y'all because, yeah, it's the first loss of the season. Again, I think the Clippers, in hindsight, you're going to look back and be like, they're a scrappy team that causes a lot of issues. One, we didn't seem to have a bench advantage, right? Because they're kind of designed through depth and a bunch of guys that are interchangeable, right? And then defensively playing, I thought Azubuike might have had his greatest point as a Warrior telecaster. What is it, 4 or 5 years now, right? He's due. But when he said that they're making the pass before they're seeing the rotation, they're kind of just anticipating, and it's like a false sense of security because of the weaker defenses that we have faced in the first 2 games, right? So the passes were like a beat early, and then when you're dealing with an athletic team that's ready to pounce, the turnovers turned into offense. We had no answer for Zubac because we've known since July that we need a true 7-footer for these certain matchups, right? The silver lining. The silver lining is Andrew Wiggins. The last time I checked, he had 29 points. I don't know if he scored again. But listen, Steph, we've seen this over and over again. Could be 2 weeks. You know, at least he knows how to treat it, right? It's never good at this age, right? The mobility in the ankle and all that. But it's not going to be something that serious, right? The silver lining is that if Andrew Wiggins is going to be this Andrew Wiggins, what Kendrick say? We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. All right, y'all. As you can see, I may have had one or two, right? I'm going to go flip over to this Niner game. I don't know if I can deal with 2 L's in one evening, even though I'm ready for it, right? Because this is what we do as fans, right? You got to take the ups and the downs. The ups aren't as fun if you don't have downs, but the Niners, I'm kind of interested to see if they implode. Because I won't lie to you, I don't like Kyle Shanahan. I'm not saying he ain't a good coach. I don't like him. So we'll see how that goes, and maybe I'll tap in tomorrow with y'all. But yeah, those Under Armour shits got to go. I'm tired of it. Andrew Wiggins, I see you. If Wiggins is going to be this Wiggins, we'll be all right. I think the Clippers are a bad matchup stylistically. I think they're going to give a lot of teams some uncomfortable nights. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. I'm out, y'all.